Hello, SNA Assassinator. This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. This is the unusual type of night to make a collision review video because it felt like out of unordinary, and I was like, because consider it was 1 hour and it's like half the times, like I'm not sure if it was even a quarter of the time. It felt like if it only just came on for a good half hour, it just came and gone. Like that's usually what generally like when an hour feels like these days. Like it just comes and then just goes. Like it just don't hang around for much too long. But yeah, we got pretty much like very excellent excellently good matches and some pretty interesting segments. It had me tuned in next until tomorrow night, and also and that it was like 4 matches that was on the card, which I thought there was gonna be 3, like if it was like the certain other company like show that they used to have on the Ion channel, but now it's on their streaming platform. Well, actually it was, but until they're moving America to the Peacock streaming service, which I understand why I just brought it up that way. But yeah, this is where we got Adam Cole start going for a grappling, like right onto this is where Daniel Garcia then dodge out of an attack from Adam Cole. Then he ends up doing for what's this that dance he does like this. This is where Adam Cole, okay, like you got some jokes then. It's where we got the former Ring of Honor champion and start going for a grapple, but it's where he ends up getting hammerlocked by the reigning defending AEW TNT champion. I was about to say TBS, which I understand where's my brain at, but this is where Adam Cole dips right to the bottom, try to throw him right to the top, but this is where Daniel was not hanging on. Stop letting go. He was still continuing to hang onto Cole, but it's where when that's where until Adam Cole then got right back up. This is where he dips him right to the left corner side. Then he throws him right to the left, but it's where Daniel Garcia goes for a shoulder tackle. Then Daniel Garcia's like, okay, now's my chance to just go roll over him. This is where he did so, but he ends up getting arm drag. This is where Adam Cole hits the back elbow. This is where Adam Cole's like, wait for it. I'm about to say it. This is where then Adam Cole's like, brace yourself. This is where he did the Adam Cole baby pose. Then Daniel Garcia's like, like I knew you were going to do that. Like there's no it was not necessary for you to remind me in that manner. But this is where both Cole and Garcia start going around, facing each other face to face. Around Cole try to go for an attack, but this is where Daniel Garcia goes for a waist lock. But this is where we got Daniel Garcia try to counter. This is where he goes for a sleeper. This is where he ends up going for a wrist lock. But this is where Adam Cole and try elbows him. This is where they got the former NXT champion then counters, go for a waist lock. Look like about to go for a German suplex, but this is where we got Daniel Garcia counters and hit a wrist lock and slams Cole's arm right to his shoulder. This is where they try to go for a headlock, but Adam Cole beat him to hit one of his own. Throw him right to the left side, but Adam Cole shoulder tackle him right to the top corner side. Dusts the shoulders off. This is where he goes to the bottom corner side, but this is where Daniel Garcia grab onto the legs. This is where then we got Daniel Garcia puts his leg down. But where Adam Cole is a headlock slam, then a head scissors. But it's where then we got Daniel Garcia go for a headlock slam. But it's where we got Adam Cole going for a head scissor lock. But it's where when they got this is where Daniel Garcia got out of it. But it's where they're about to throw their best shot at each other. But they stop at a mere inches away from each other. This is where Adam Cole's like, oh, if you were going to throw the punch, Dan, like. Let's do it right here, right now. It's where Daniel Garcia held back. And where he got what they call a waist lock right onto Cole. But it's where Daniel Garcia hit one of his own. This is where we got Adam Cole was holding on to the ropes on the left side. This is where he started going for a headlock. Then this is where we got the referee like, all right, let go, boys. With him pointing out that Adam was hanging on to the rope. This is where they started going for a grapple. This is where we got Adam Cole pushes him right to the right corner side. Then he started going back and forth, pushing each other right into the back first, right into the ropes. This referee like, all right, you got Danny. He's hanging on to the ropes this time. This is where then we got Daniel Garcia ends up Irish whipping right to the upper left corner side. Then he went to the diagonal bottom right side to do getting ready to hit a clothesline, which was successful. By the way, this is where he started hitting some right hands with the fans staying along with Daniel Garcia, flips him right to the outside and to the left corner side. Then we got Adam then was trying to get himself right back up, which he hardly did. This is where we got Daniel Garcia and like, my knee, and this is where then we got Adam Cole and collects the reigning defending TNT champion, threw him knee first right into Simba the Steel Steps, which Adam Cole then rolled in and rolled back out. This is where then he got back in the ring after he threw him right there. This is where we got Adam Cole starts stomping onto the leg. This is where we try to go for a big stomp, but this is where Danny didn't move his leg out of the way. This is where we got Adam Cole got a leg lock like maneuver while grabbing onto his left arm. This is where he's like start bending it sideways, which that was very gruesome to watch. But this is where Daniel Garcia, needless to say, hang on to the ropes. This is where Adam Cole did not take that as an answer. However, this is where he hits the last shot or the boom, the former last shot, which is he did the front version of the boom, but this is where it only got him a 2.2 count. And this is where Adam Cole's like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" And this is where Adam was like, "All right, like that's not gonna phase me," because this is where he started going for a leg DDT, which it made Danny got back up right off the canvas and looked like if he just if this ghost ran out of his body. This is where we got. This is where Adam Cole and Irish whips Danny right to the bottom left corner side. This is where starting some right hands, but Danny then start fighting back. This is where we got Adam Cole and grab onto the leg, start squeezing it, start trying to make it worse than it already was. This is where we got Danny was like, my leg, like I can't feel nothing right now. This is where Adam Cole and Paul Page, Nature Boy, Ric Flair's playbook, try to go over 54, but ended up getting countered by Danny with an inside cradle. This is where we got the powerful force and all the pro wrestling came on, which is a commercial break after Daniel Garcia was in control and on top is in the offense side until once Yabbert came on. Adam Cole was right on top, literally and figuratively, like by hitting some right hands to the head of Daniel Garcia. But Daniel Garcia started fighting back, started hitting him with his kayfabe father, what's his name? Daddy Magic Matt Menard was like, "Come on, Danny, like you know better than that." This is where then we got them starting some chops, kicks, but Adam Cole and a pump kick right onto the Daniel Garcia's shoulders. So we try to close on, but Adam Cole ducks, hits a step up insecurity, then try to go for the keypad brainbuster, only gets countered with a spinning neck breaker, but a swinging neck breaker, I should say, the twisted spinning neck breaker by Daniel. This is where we got the reigning defending TNT champion, and y'all can cheer as much as y'all want. This is where he got Adam Cole and try to go for a clothesline, but he ends up ducking out of it. This is where he was double lucky because he did the spinning, what's that called, neck breaker again? Or unless he found a double whammy card, like once he got back up, like after that pin attempt, it was like, but that's where Adam Cole hit a keypad brainbuster onto him. But that's where Danny draped him right to the right corner side. That's where then he pulled a man that hears bombs and voices in his head. This is where this is where it didn't look like he's teasing that he was hitting that maneuver, only for it to be that swinging neck breaker maneuver, like yet again, like for the third time, which he must have found the triple whammy card if there's such thing as one. But this is where then Adam Cole still kicked out at 2.5, like a generic quarterback will call for a play on Madden. But this is where we got. That's where Adam Cole then hits when Daniel Garcia tried running the team. This is where he gets hit with a keypad, like what they call fireman's neck breaker. This is where then we try to go for a pin, only for that to get countered by kicked out by Danny. This is where we got Adam Cole, I believe, got a guaranteed on a figure for a leg lock. Oh no, I think he was double cursed. He was double cursed this time because he got kicked right to the top corner side. This is where then Daniel Garcia had to step up knee enziguri or something like that. That's where then we got them start fighting in the audience now. Like if it's a no disqualification match or a false count anywhere, last man standing match, like if there's no count outs whatsoever. But this is where we got Daniel Garcia throwing Adam Cole right onto to Adam. This is where we got That's where he tried to go for a suplex. Only for Adam Cole finally hit a keypad brainbuster, which he must have found well, I mean, no, well, it was a guarantee because the first time it didn't work, but the second time it did. That's where we got Adam Cole. Oh, come on at 2.4 when he got kicked out by Daniel Garcia. This is where we got Adam Cole trying to hit what's the guy's his other finisher, the Parama Sunriser, but this is where it ends up getting denied by Garcia. This is where he hit the big old right knuckle. This is where then we got the this is where we got the this is where we got the TNT champion. Then try to go around the top rope. This is where Daniel Garcia try to go up to the top rope, but this is where we got the ring announcer announced that there's 5 minutes remaining, after 15 minutes have gone by, and this is where I was like, don't tell me this is gonna end up how I think it is gonna end up to be, like just to protect both of these guys. And that's what it turned out it was going to be. But this is where Adam Cole tried to go for a cover after he kind of an avalanche maneuver, hit the Paramount Sunriser. But once he tried to get a three, this is where Danny then got his right knuckle up, or what's his left knuckle? His left knuckle up at 2.7. This is where then Adam Cole's like, no, like that should have been a three. And that's where fans were chanting Adam Cole, and the other half was chanting for Danny, like Adam Cole, Danny, Adam Cole, Danny. This where then Danny tried to hit the avalanche maneuver, only gets foot brought over by Adam Cole. This is where they try to hit another Paramount Sunrise, but this is where we got Daniel then smartly move out of the way, or else it would have been worse than the ring. This is where Daniel Garcia super kick him right in the midsection, tried to go for a power drive, but his knee gave up. But this is where Adam Cole tried to go for clothesline, but he ends up getting back suplex by Danny. This is where he throws him right in the ring after hitting him on the concrete floor. This is where we got Danny Garcia then started trying to hit some elbows right on the knee. This is where we got Daniel Garcia then try to go pick him up and try to hit him with a power driver that way. But it's where he was like halfway up until he finally hits him, drop him down with the power driver. But it's where we got a pin, but it's where we got Adam Cole kicking out at 2 point. What was it, 3? This is where we got That's where fans were chanting, "This is awesome," and I was like I would give the golden trophy for this, but unfortunately, we just had a couple other matches that were on the show, like Amanada against Julia Hart, and maybe even the triple 6-man tag match, which I'm trying to continue to agree like what got the first and second, but I'm gonna have to give this one the bronze trophy for what was going to happen next. But it's where Adam Cole only got denied at 2.6. That's where he finally hit the figure eight because he found the triple whammy card. This is where he got locked in, but this is where then referee was like, what did you say, Danny? This is where Danny was like, not gonna give up. This is where he hangs on to the ropes again. This is where Adam Cole tried to crawl right back up on his feet. That's where we got Daniel Garcia. Then ends up catching him with a single-legged Boston Crab, but only for Adam Cole to hang on to the ropes yet again. This is where then we got Adam Cole then rolled right into the outside in the left corner apron. This is where the fans were chanting "Fight Forever," which I thought they were talking about the video game because of it. This is where then we got. This is where they got Adam Cole and trying to get right back up, but for somehow his knee is giving him it. Got Danny then hit some right hands, but this is where we got Cole then hit the right hand right back. This is where they start going on a forearm and fist war. Fans. This is where we got one half of the fans were cheering yay, the other half were cheering boo. This is where we got Daniel Garcia trying to go for a power driver, but Adam Cole counter of that too. This is where then flipped right out of it. This is where Adam Cole had a super kick. This is where the super kick on to his head. This is where he tried to. This is where he finally hit the Paramount Sunriser, which was the third time was a charm. After the first time was successful, but the second time wasn't when he did was in the outside. So Adam Cole threw him right back in the ring, but it was too late for him because because like once Cole tried to go for the boom, but Garcia countered out of it. This is where we got Cole to try to go for the boom, but this is where right before he can even attempt to do the maneuver, Raw running right after to the right course side. This is where he gets stopped by the bell, and Danny got saved by the bell. But the referee's like that means the timer expires, so no take back. Gonna again, this time when it expired, this is where the ring announcer made it clear about this, like by announcing it by saying therefore, still your TNT champion, Daniel Garcia, and you should have heard the Omaha fans like boo out of disbelief and disappointment. This is where they were booing like we need to restart this match. And I was like, if it wasn't for being a really good match, I would have probably gave the worst match of the night. But given that this match was genuinely like a like a banger, I would say against the third place bronze trophy. I just not sure. I'm not sure if it was necessary to put the make it into a draw, even though they're not trying to bury neither of these guys, trying to make these guys look strong. And we probably eventually will see a rematch down the line, maybe at AEW Dynasty. And do you think that's what the AEW is building to? And do you think this is going to lead into one of them turning heel on the other? Or what are your opinions? Let me know in the comments down below. But where Daniel Garcia then prove Adam Cole was right, and he's still going to remain as your reigning defending TNT champion. And do you think this is the best decision to have Daniel Garcia to retain his title? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But here's where we got Maximilian Platinum Caster was doing another open challenge, but you know the rules like routine. But him being a comedic act, like it's not probably always bad. Like it's just that. And this is where then Maximilian Caster was doing like you normally would say, and this is where then Maximilian Caster like say, who wants to see who it is? This is where fans do not want to see him. They'll actually his tag partner of the Acclaim, and that is Anthony Bowens. This is where their fans like, we want Bowens. Oh, by the way, I wish you a good night as well. I hope I'll see you soon. But anyway, this is where we got. This is where Maximilian Caster like, I got something for you. Like I hate to break it to you, like he ain't here and he's not gonna be coming back. Like he he ran his ass out of AEW, which that was a lie because how come we saw him not so long ago and we didn't hear no news about him being released? But it's where he was like, and now I'm here in Omaha with all the Maximaniacs today, sounding like a certain wrestler that used to be an immortal, but now being accused of being a racist. And yeah, this is where then he then said well, get what they want and then chant my name. And so here we go. And hold this, Aubrey, with that Platinum Max Best Wrestler Alive printed what that called a paper that says it like into a picture frame that he gave to the female referee. It's where then Max Caster them let's do the cheer let's go Max you're the best wrestler alive, let's go Max, and you're the best wrestler of alive. But that's where we heard some music playing, which was the Ops, and I was like, gee, I wonder who it is. It was so confusing, like they didn't wasn't so specific because it was different from their usual music from both Hook, Samoa Joe, and Katsuyori Shibata. And speaking of Hook, it was Hook without the signal. This is where we got. This is where we got the former FTW champion, then start the match with him, and surprisingly, this lasted a bit more longer than what's his name's matches. It was a little more longer than his previous match with the likes of Hangman Adam Page and who was it? Was it Bandito? And then Konosuke Takeshita. And speaking of Konosuke Takeshita, like tonight, the one thing we learned that he's not confirmed a baby face, at least not yet. He's still a heel because he was teaming with his family members of the Donald Callis family. But yeah, this is where, needless to say, Hook ended up catching Maximilian Caster after only just an offense or two from the platinum best self-proclaimed best wrestler alive. Here's where he goes for a tap, like when he goes for a sleeper onto him, and then the winner of this match, Hook. And yeah, congrats to the I'll say to the FTW champ, the former FTW champion. That's where he did a little mini celebration. That's where we got. That's where we got a backstage interview where with Queen Aminata, with what's her name, with Lexi Nair, just where then she started asking some questions about Queen Aminata. She was like, before she could even say anything, this is where then she said hello to somebody that was off camera for a second until they got on, and it was none other than Serena Deeb. This is where then she was, hey Queen, yeah, it was I hope y'all do. I hope you took my advice against Julia, right, like like. If you listen to me, you will win your matches. Which sounds similar to a guy that his first name rhymes with "win," which we're not going to get into right now. And he that catchphrase like something similar to Serena D just told Queen Aminata here. But this word is like you like Julia Hart, like looking for you, you coming. I brought here the masterpiece. Like now, it's the 1,000 wrestling rules that I work on this for 20 whole years in my career in life. This was like and here's the strategies, and it help you have the strategies to beat Julia Hart, but not only her, but anybody that you're in the ring with, in that matter. And it's the book, Queen. I haven't lied to you, have I? That's where Queen I'm not Professor, thank you for your offer, but I got to decline and say no, thank you. I think I got win this on my own, which maybe she should have took at least a couple of pointers from the professor because it looked like she was onto something. Because considering judging what just happened tonight, but you can't really argue with Queen Amina at the same time because what has Trina Deeb has done. Just ask her what she did a couple weeks ago when she failed to get the job done against the challenger for the TBS championship. That was Momo Watanabe. When even the CEO Mercedes Moné thought that she was gonna at least make Watanabe more not even close to 100 or even 90 in that matter, but she barely even brought her down a little bit over, still having over 90% left in her. So I'm not sure what's the if you should be trusting anything what the professor of professional wrestling says. But anyway, this is where we got Serena Deeb okay, we'll see about that when Queen Aminata said that. But as we do get the match with the two, which they only got one win out of each other from previous collision matches. But this is gonna be whoever wins gets the bragging rights, I guess you could say, get the two wins over the other. With them only got a long win, and so who's the better wrestler? This is where we got. This is where it starts spinning around. This is where they start grappling around. This is where we got. This is where we got what's her name? Julia Hart pinned down Queen Aminata, but this is where it only got the 2 points. And this is where then we got Julia Hart trying to go for a guillotine kind of pin, but this is where it only gets flipped right over into a roll up by Queen Aminata, but this is where it only got denied at 2.1. This is where we got Julia Hart hang on to the back of her, but this is where she gets pushed right back off, when she try to go for a roll up. But this is where she gets kicked right into the midsection by Julia. But this is where we got Queen Aminata and trying to go for a suplex. And this is where she nearly dropped it right into the bottom right corner side with her having a big grin. This is where we got Queen Aminata start patting her shoulder and her hair, pushing her hair back. This is where we got who else? There was Queen Aminata. Then ends up picking her up. This is where we got. That's where we got her then hit a Uranagi slam. This is where she hits her back first, right onto the apron, which is being known as the hardest part of the ring. This is where we got Queen Amina started chuckling and laughing, but this is where we got the powerful force and all the professional wrestling came on, which was the commercial break. But once they got done with the advert, this is where we got Julia Hart was on top and hitting moves such as the STO, followed up with a standing moonsault right over Queen Aminata, but they only got it denied at 2.3. This is where she gave a very disappointing mug to what's her name, Queen Aminata. This is where she was like, yeah, now you're mine. Now this is where then we got Julia Hart goes right to the bottom right corner side, hit a clothesline. This is where then we got Queen. This is where she goes right to the top corner side, then go for an elbow driver right into her face. This is where we got. Well, I think it was Oh yeah, but this is where we got. Queen Amanadi going for what's it called, a airway crash, like with her looking like she about to hit a beach break or a dead eye, like she's a female Hangman or Orange. This is where that didn't even work because it was at 2.2. And yeah, happy birthday to the mascot of them back to back Super Bowl Chiefs. Thank you for that reminder, Assassinator. But this is where we got Queen Amna stomp on the former TBS champion. This is where we got what's her name? What uh this is where Queen Aminata and then throws up right into the top rope. But this is where we got Julia Hart and try to catch her. Uh, this is where we got what's her name? This is where we got what's her name? And then we got what's her name? Julia Hart stopped Queen Aminata hitting a flyable maneuver onto her. Hit a avalanche suplex, but her still hanging on like a spider, right off, hanging on like in the tree of woe position with Julia Hart grinning maniacally. Which I was like, is she a heel or a baby face? Because she's starting to act a big heelish, but at the same time, she's kind of a fan favorite as a baby face. So I'm not sure what to say. But this is what she goes for. That's where she tried to go for the. That's where she tried to go for a standing moonsault, but it's where Queen Amina moved out of the way, dodges out of her clothesline, hits a very hard hitting, devastating iron headbutt that I've ever seen in wrestling. But this is where we got. That's where we got. That's where Julia Hart got the shoulders up. I believe looked like she was about to low blow her, but she forgot that they're not guys. Like in a way, like with them carrying the jewels. But this is where then we got Queen Amina started kicking her right into the head. This is where then we got Queen and Irish whips her, dips her right into the left side. This is where we got this is where her head. This is where she bowed her head, but this is where she was a ginormous mistake because Julia Hart kicked it. This is where then she went right into the back of the right side, but this is where Queen Amina hit her with a big right hand. This is where then we got Queen to try to go for a boot, but this is where she ends up getting intercepted by Julia Hart with her moving out of the way. This is where once she landed her legs right into the right corner ropes in the bottom corner. This is where we got Julia Hart trying to go for the roll up, like which is the devastation of all professional wrestling. 1, 2, 3, and then the winner of this match and her finally getting the second win of Queen Laminata in this 2 out of 3 situation, and that is Julia Hart, with the referee raising her hand is where we got like half the fans are cheering for Julia Hart because yeah, she's a fan favorite in the women's division. And yeah, big congratulations to her. This is where to go get the silver trophy tonight, even though it ended in the silly fashion, but it has that good entrance of R that still have questions more than answers, which it's going to probably be answered very soon down the line. Uh, but let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's get. But this is where we got a backstage interview with Lexi Nair. Like it was interviewing what's her name, Harley Cameron, like about hologram and Commander with a K were taking on Jalistico and Beast Mode. And then that's where Lexi's like you're starting to get the hang of being Harley Graham, but this is where Harley Graham trying to shut her down, saying like that's not even her. She would start denying it, saying like Lexi, how dare you think like and he's like, this is a fascinating, amazing world, Lexi. I think it's very fantastic. Like, and do tomorrow, I do have a match, but I also will stick around and commentate for that match as well. So I don't see what the point of a discussion about this romantic, about me and the Beast. Like, of course, like not I'm not Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Like, yeah, of course not. Like, well, I won't say that in an insult. I'll say more likely in a compliment because she's her own self. And then yeah, who would not be themselves love to be themselves in a very high profile? But this where then well this where we got Lexi Nair then say like, okay, but like aren't you and Harvey Graham are the same people? This where then like Harley was like, and this is where she interrupted her by shouting, "Fill the rap!" And she went directly right in the camera, cracked me up, dying with laughter. Gets the golden trophy of Goofy Wrestling of the night. I was like, yeah, ever since that she was in the feud with Mercedes Moné, I'll say, yeah, AEW's definitely have high hopes for her. And I think this is the sign that she's going to be pushed straight up into the moon. And she's going to finally get her accomplishments ever since joining the promotion. Yeah, she's starting to be more entertaining and relevant as ever before. Hopefully that it stays that way. But it's where we got, yeah, what's his name? We got Mark Briscoe came out along with Powerhouse Hobbs and Asuka Rocky Romero. You know, I gotta admit, this match was totally entertaining, and it's getting the golden trophy of the night, taking home as that. But this is where they took on the Murder Hawk Machine and Konosuke Takeshita of the Donald Callis family. And I guess, yeah, like I said, in this time period, he's still technically a heel, but he kind of teased like some tensions of could be leaving the Donald Callis family and probably go on his own, which would probably be the best idea for the former international champion. But this is where we got. That's where it started off with him and the former Ring of Honor champion Mark Briscoe, with them just going. That's where it started went face to face. That's where Mark Briscoe had a serious face on. Like, all right, well, let's you want to get crazy and combative in here in this ring, like brother. Like I since I'm in a very generous mood, I'm gonna let you start. And that's where he psyched them. This is where they end up agreeing to go on the what they call a grapple, just like a back and forth grab. This is where I can hold on to until Mark Briscoe won the battle and he hits a headlock until he gets thrown to the right corner side. Mark Briscoe shoulder tackle him, but Takeshita bounced right back to the left side. Shoulder tackle him. He's like who's the strongest now? This is where he tried to go to the right corner side. This is where Mark Briscoe go for a slide duck. This is where he tried to go Konosuke Takeshita try to tackle him, but that's where he nearly gets karate kicked by Mark Briscoe by hitting some of his kung fu on him. But that's where he nearly gets hit with a blue thunder bomb. Mark Briscoe countered it, but he ends up getting thrown to the upper corner side. That's where he flipped right into the right corner apron. That's where he hit the big old upper chop cut. That's where then he tried to go for an axe handle, but he gets hit with a midsection with a right hand by the Alpha. That's where then Konosuke Takeshita then try to go for double teams with his brethren, but this is where he ends up actually attacking them. This is where Mark Briscoe then runs right to the top corner side. He gets tagged in by what's his name, Powerhouse Hobbs. This is where he hits the suicide dive right onto a cannonball right into Brian Cage until he gets booted right by Lance Archer. But luckily, Asuka was there to dive onto Lance. This is where Powerhouse Hobbs started laying him out with some belly clotheslines, like onto the former international champion. This is where the former TNT champion then pick up Konosuke. This is where he tried to go for a fallaway slam, but this is where he ends up tagging in Rocky Romero. This is where we got Powerhouse power slamming him onto the ground, while Asuka then hits a double foot stomp onto Konosuke Takeshita. This is where Rocky Romero started doing this Asuka dance, like which some reason that Donald Callis was in a very good mood of seeing him, saying like you gotta hand him something. He has charisma and moves. This is where we try to go for a dive. However, this is where Brian Cage picks him up with a suplex. Konosuke Takeshita catches him in the power bomb and buckles him right into the hardest part of the ring, right in his back. This is where we got Brian Cage to the close down to Mark Briscoe because for some reason he does not like the poor guy. This is where like Konosuke Takeshita they gave a very evil grin while Brian Cage was like yeah, we are completely destroying them, but it's where, it was not for long. As soon as, but yeah, but the fun time did not last for long because once the partial powerful force went off, this is where we got the babyface were on top of Rocky Romero fighting off what's his name, Konosuke Takeshita. When he ducked out of clothes on, he hit the springboard tornado DDT onto the Alpha. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where then Donald Callis was continued to compliment and praise him by saying that was a tremendous sequel sequence. Like even though he's not a fan of the guy, is where he ends up attacking in Mark Briscoe, which he was on a comeback move. This is where Kenosuke the catch kicks him right in the midsection, throws him right to the top corner side. This is where he back body drop, but somehow Mark Briscoe still lands on his feet. And even that Antonio Schiavone was shocked about. This is where Mark Briscoe hits the what's it called, the fisherman's buster. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but this is where we got what's his name, Brian Cage, and tackles him right on the ground. The match still was happening. He hit the forearm strike. I thought just slapped me, kidney strike by Brian Cage, and finished off by. I tried to hit a big devastating forearm strike, which it gave enough advantage for Konosuke to catch, try to cover him for the pin, but it gets him to get denied at 2.3. This is where we got Lance Archer hit a forearm strike. This is where Brian Cage then tried to go for a powerbomb. Mark Briscoe hit the upper chop. This is where he hit the chop onto Lance Archer. This is where Brian Cage tried to go for a clothesline, but he ends up getting deducted out of. This is where we got Brian Cage going. This is where we got what's his name? Mark Briscoe tags in Powerhouse Hobbs. Ducks out close out from Brian Cage to the power slam. Give a run for that certain snake that hears bombs and voices in his head. But this is where we got Lance Archer going for a right hand. This is where Powerhouse Hobbs bounce right to the top corner side. Hits a clothesline of Lance Archer. This is where we got Brian Cage go for a clothesline splash onto him in the bottom left side, and then he went to the upper right corner side, close on him diagonally. That's where he just started doing it repeatedly. Well, probably only the last two times. Powerhouse Hobbs then started going for taking down the straps of the suspenders. This is where then we got but where then what's his name? Donald Calliston was comparing the fans to Antonio Schiavone. It's like he's a big man slapping man meat. Well, he's not the only one. Like, why don't you go ask my boy Simon Miller that question as well? But this is where we got Powerhouse Hobbs go for a kick right in the midsection. This is where it's a double A spine buster onto him, and that would have been it right there if he just went for a win right there. But the thing is, like I don't think he was the legal man. Like the only legal man was still was in the ring, which was Brian Cage, which he reminded him, try to go for clothesline, but Powerhouse Hobbs go for but it's where they try like probably 3 different times going for a clothesline until Brian Cage the super kicks his arm and started kicking him right around his body. This is where he tried to hit with the German suplex. This is where it hardly worked, but he ends up going them to the upper left corner side. But this is where this is where Rocky Romero gets tagged in. This is where Asuka then hits the crossbody onto Brian Cage. This is where he picks up Brian's shoulders like if he's a certain carnation beast. But this is where what's name somehow got out of it. Hit a Gamagiri. Asuka did. This is where we got Power Top hit a double A spine buster. This is where we got Konosuke to catch, get the forearm strike. This is where Konosuke to catch hit a big boot right onto what's his name? Like this is where the Blue Thunder Bomb. This is where then but didn't do it because he didn't pin him. But even if he did, he'd probably kick out. And Simon will say, like I told you, that move doesn't work because that's totally a suckish maneuver. But that's where Mark Briscoe hits a forearm strike. But that's where Konosuke catches are fighting back with forearms. It's where there was a forearm wrestling tennis at this time. This is where Asuka run to the left side. But he ends up getting boot right to the face. Konosuke go to the right corner side. But this is where he gets hit with an exploder suplex. This is where then we got. Then what's the name? Lance Archer tried to go for a big boot. Benjamin tried to go for clothesline. This is where he blocked out of it. Hit a shoulder tackle onto him when coming from the bottom corner side. This is where we got Rocky Romero tried to duck out. Clothesline tried to go for a flying head scissor, but this is where only gets hit with the Murder Hawk slam. But this is where we got Rocky Romero did not take that for an answer. He drove for a sleeper. He was desperate. But this is where he got out of a clothesline by Lance Archer. This is where he still drop kicks him. This is where he tried to go for an insecurity, but this is where he got. This is where Lance Archer ducked. He tried to go for a kick right back his head. This is where he tried to go for a roll up because both men were legal. But this is where he kicks out of it. This is where Rocky Romero goes for a springboard insecurity, but ends up getting hit with a big old right hand. Lance Archer picks him up. Then they did the choke slam powerbomb combo maneuver where I get slammed him right into the ground. Of course, he'll be the guy that would do that. With him hitting the discus goes on to Mark Briscoe, or discus Laird, that's what Antonio Schiavone described it. With Konosuke Takeshita pick him up, hit that spinning Falcon Arrow maneuver about flipping everybody. It's like you could put it right up like your like well, I can't say the rest. This where then he that's where it gets the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, Konosuke Takeshita and the Murder Machine of Brian Cage and Brian Cage and Lance Archer of the Donald Callis family. And that's where Donald Callis then celebrated with them in the ring. Like, yeah, that's what basically ended, needless to say. And yeah, that was the end of your AEW Collision review, night 1, I should say, which we got night 2 tomorrow for the other hour. Normally it'll be just 2 hours. I would do like on a night like this, but since the college basketball games were on, so I thought I might just make the video here tonight, like afterwards. Which, like, yeah, that's the reason why, like, get the game on later, like about like 3 hours after it originally does come. Let's just say, or at least in my country, that's what. At least in this country in America, that it comes on like it came on like 3 hours after when it would originally came on, but it was on for a good hour, and then yeah, right after I did this, I which was which was probably like almost like an hour and a half ago, because yeah, I was kind of babysitting, so it took me a little while to do this review video. But yeah, that was it for tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you tell me how I rank it tonight, since it was a 1 hour event and it was nothing like that exciting, but it still was nothing horrible, something just averagely good, I'll say, which I'll give it like 3.5 stars. Hope it don't sound like an insult, but it was just like something that you would watch like if it was AEW Rampage all over again. Given the fact that I was only for 1 hour and only got like 4 matches like it used to be. So yeah, like I guess like this will be it for now. And yeah, thank you so much for the compliments. I appreciate you, Assassinator, right in the comments. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button and click on the subscribe and the post notification bells for more daily SNA videos. And I'm gonna ask you again before I make the next review video, which I will be making a movie news video too. I'm not sure if I can do it before or after, given I'm gonna have a long, busy day on tomorrow, so it could be anything. I'm just gonna warn you on that simple fact. But yeah, like, but yeah, if you like this video, please make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe, and the post notification bells for more of SNA's videos. And also make sure to check out my other channel at SNA Entertainment, which I will be making the movie news, where I'll be talking about the from comedy movies to action movies. Like we're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing movie news and rumors that you assassinators need to know. And we'll be on the New York Times article, and also yeah, and also yeah, we're gonna be doing AEW Night 2's Collision show, like which will be like the first ever 2-night event, like which is for what's that for the what's that called what they call it the the prime time or something like that, the Sports Madness Sunday, like whatever they call it, like which I'm not sure what the explaining how it to be, but all I know is that we will be seeing the likes of what their names, hologram and what's his name, hologram and Commander with a K will indeed be in action, taking on Beast Mortals and also what's his name, Beast Mortals and Jolistico. Like, and also we got Harley Cameron in action, and we got Johnny TV taking on Bandito. So yeah, make sure to check that out like very soon, and I hope y'all assassinators have a phenomenal Saturday night, and I'll see you next time with some more on both channels, which will be the first time I'll do in the SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. And that's crazy. I'm gonna be doing 2 different videos on 2 different channels. Like, what are the freaking chances? But yeah, but I will be doing all that here on the SNA podcast, and I hope that y'all be watching, and I hope I'll have y'all's entertainment, or I'll have y'all entertained more likely, I should say, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow, like anytime, but yeah, it'll be tomorrow. So peace and bye-bye for now. Be good to yourself, and yeah, and I will be back, and I hope to meet you down the line in the foreseeable future. Peace.